Mito? Mito? Mito! Ugh.
Yeah?
What are you doing, Dimitri? That is my Olympic judoki.
Yeah, I know I have it on. What's your point here?
It's not a robe to walk around with it every day and after a shower. Like, are you nuts or what?
Oh, it is your Olympic judoki, isn't it? So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Mito here. And in today's video, I have my beautiful mom with me. What's your name?
Hi guys, I'm Stella, I'm Dimitri's mom, and I'm really happy to be on Dimitri's channel. So let's have fun today.
Mom, I know that my name is Dimitri, but I'm
We
Mito
call
around
you
here.
Mito.
Indeed. So, what do you have in your hands there?
This is my judoki that I played in the Olympics in 1992 in Brussels. And I played for Greece.
She played for Team Greece. Most people don't know this, but my mom was in the Olympics. Don't have any video proof, but we do have photos that we will be going through. So, how'd you get into judo?
Well, I was 10 years old, and those times it was very big on the DVDs, well, the VCRs. Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, so I used to go and I wanted to kill somebody and have some fun and go outside and beat people up, and it was just fun and playing outside with the kids, and we were all wrestling.
So clearly you weren't like a Starbucks type of gal. You were more of like a tomboy.
Pretty much. So then one day I was, we went with your grandma at the exhibition, and I hear this bomb, boom, bomb, boom. Look through the window, and I see judo, and I'm like, I'm doing this. This is what I want. So I was 10 years old when I started, and then my dad's cousin, one of my uncles, and of course Dimitri's uncles, his name is Thanasis Iliadis. He was a boxer, and he came second in the Olympics in 1976 for Greece, and that was in Montreal. So I used to go to his house, and I used to see his trophies, and I used to see his newspapers, and in my desire, he was my idol. And those days, of course, they didn't have women's boxing, but they had judo, so Bruce Lee it was.
Olympics it was. So, actually, I used to do boxing. I didn't really like get into any actual like tournaments or anything, but I actually did boxing for a bit. It was mainly to stay in shape on the off season for, well, originally I did it for hockey because I used to play hockey. I played like rep hockey, and then I did it for football. So I'm actually quite good at skipping with that fast feet. I'll pop a video up right there. Pretty fast feet, I'd say. So I say we continue. So what was like your road to the Olympics?
So my first goal, I used to set up small goals. So my first goal was to get a medal. That was my first goal. I wanted a medal.
Cool.
So I was 3 months into judo. I learned how to fall, and I knew 3 techniques. And they were going to have a tournament in my hometown, and that is Thessaloniki. And of course, my coach, my trainer, my sensei, at the time, he didn't want to take me because I only knew 3 techniques and how to fall. Well, as an only child, I went home, I started crying. I wanted to go to that game. I really wanted to participate. I drove my parents nuts, so my dad picked up the phone, called my sensei, and said, I'll sign any form, just take her so she can go and kill herself. So that was my first experience of going out for a tournament. I came second. No one could believe that. With 3 techniques and how to fall.
I'm surprised you didn't come first, honestly.
Well, I had a Coke because I thought I did come first. And then I went and I bought a sandwich and I had a Coke and I was really full. And then in my last game, I really messed it up. So
you.
But second, with 3 months of training, and that was only twice a week, I thought I did damn good. And that's what my sensei thought. So then I started training a little bit more often, and that was like 4 times a week instead of 2 times a week. Mm-hmm. And then my next game that I had, it was in another town, and I came second again, and that was after about a year being into judo. Bigger competition there. It was all of Greece, so I came second there. And after that, I started training every day, and then I started putting weights.
So she got those gains.
So I could say the beach is that way. Now I can't say it anymore. Wait, time out. Let me backtrack a bit.
You backtrack.
So my first goal was to get a medal. My second goal was to write my name in the paper.
Jeez, okay.
So that's when I did it. At the second game that I came second in Greece, for Greece. So I really didn't have to backtrack because that's what we're talking about. My second,
the
second tournament that I was in. And then my third goal was I wanted to play for Europe.
So leading up, so I remember you telling me that you had this like really tough like Bulgarian coach or something.
I did.
Could you tell us like a bit?
So my first coach, he was Greek, and he was a softie, and he was really. So then they brought this Bulgarian guy. His name was Georgiev. Oh my God, he used to make athletes. But if he was in Canada, he would have been behind bars. Because he was not just training us, he used to hit us. He used to take his belt out, and if you were not doing something right, he used to whack you with his belt. One time we had this, of course, we had a wall, and it was all brick. So he's like...
So it's clearly going to move one day.
So he turns around and says, okay, I want you girls to push the wall to take it to the changing room. And we're looking at each other like, this is not going anywhere.
This thing's not on wheels.
This is not going anywhere. It's brick, it's concrete. And
like it's a wall.
And it's not going to move.
It's like if you tried pushing me.
Not quite, honey.
A little more solid?
A little bit more solid.
Whatever.
And we're just looking at each other, and we're like, okay, he's out of whack. So anyway, he's like, I told you girls, and he's yelling and screaming, I want you to push this wall, and I want it to the changing rooms. So we're pushing the wall, and of course it's not going anywhere. So he takes his belt out, and he starts whacking us because the wall's not going anywhere. Well, it just didn't make sense at the time why we were getting hit for a wall that it's not going to go anywhere. But he used to play with our brain because he knew that when you're gonna be in pain and you're gonna be competing with either. So getting this Bulgarian coach, it was at the beginning it was a total shock, but he made very, very good athletes. From my team, we were 2 girls that we were able to go to the Olympics in '92 and to the Small Olympics in '92 in Brussels, and we were not a very big team.
I had 2 of you.
So, no, it was not only the 2 of us. We were actually 6 girls.
Well,
and then the rest were all boys, but...
I guess we could pull up a photo real quick, and I'll just pop it up on screen. I don't know. I'll flip it, but like I'll just toss a photo up on screen there.
So, this is me!
So, she's right there. Let me actually get closer to the camera. That's my mom there. You can honestly kind of tell she had like low-key like the same hairstyle as like right now.
Yeah. I'm still 15, so
apparently
don't mind me.
Yeah, but
there's some beautiful pictures here that you should show.
Which ones? Point them out and then I'll pop them up.
This one is the Olympic flame.
Yeah.
This is where we're doing the walk. This
Yeah.
is in Brussels, the Greek flag that we played for. And this was at the palace.
Is this like where you were staying at?
This was where they brought the flame out, and then they had this entertainment for us.
Nice.
We were staying in the Olympic Village, so it was like I don't know, like a what's it called? The kids that go to university.
Like a dorm, like
a dorm.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like a dorm.
Residence. Whatever.
A residence.
Whatever you guys call it.
But it had a huge gym.
So you guys were in there just pumping iron or what?
Yeah, every day we were in there pumping iron.
Oh.
And oh my God, when you saw the Russians pumping iron, it was like, oh shit, I don't want to go against you.
How much were they benching? Like 500?
Well, at the time, I used to bench about 105 kilos. That was my.
That was your one rep max?
My one rep.
You could bench 105
kilos at age 16. My
Man,
legs
I
were
better
free.
do some work then because I don't think I could do that at age
No, really.
16. I know, I believe you.
And then legs, I was over 200. Just think about it. I was 62 kilos, so I had to be able to lift the person who was 62 kilos, plus their strength, plus their resistance.
Yeah, I'm not doubting you here.
So the Russian girl with two hands, she grabbed me. She went like this to me, like just pulled me down, and I got an hematomostogonato. How do you say that? Hematomostogonato in English? Time out. Hematoma.
It's fine. You don't have to.
Περίμενε να το βρούμε τη λέξη. Δεν χρειάζεται. Όλα τα ποσοστά δεν είναι 7-5.
If you guys understand Greek,
Hematoma.
then you would have understood that. I'm not going to translate it. Actually, I can while she's looking for it. So what she said was, 1 second, let me just look it up real quick. And I'm like, okay. So we're going to take a quick time out. We are back from the quick time
And it's
out.
called hematoma. That's what I got.
That's what you got from looking it up.
My Bulgarian coach, he decided to take us out for dinner. And we could eat whatever we wanted and pick whatever we wanted from the menu. And that was really exciting. So we did. And the food came. And my coach said, well, now you can look at it. You're not allowed to eat it. But he would pick from our plates and eat it.
So that was definitely just like playing like mental games?
It was just playing mental games.
Yeah.
And the reason why he would do that is that judo is very...
Most sports, honestly, are definitely like mental.
They
A lot
are.
of it, but like also like wrestling, judo, like martial arts are probably more mental, I'd say.
It is. And the thing is that you have to see it as a wall, that you have to take it down to go to the next level. And he was trying to make us not feel pain, not feel fears, not feel...
Just talk a bit louder.
Not feel pain, fear, trying to block our emotions as much as he could. Because you could have ended up playing with your best friend, it could have been your sister, it could have been a relative on the tatami, it didn't matter. If you had the same weight, you would have to wrestle with him. So it was a lot of, you would have to block your feelings. The bad thing about judo was that if somebody was in pain, let's say you would see them wrap their right foot, well, that's where you were going to go and hit. So usually if I had somewhere pain, let's say my right arm, I would never put a Band-Aid on or wrap it up.
So you'd put it on the other side so people would hit you there.
I would wrap my other hand.
Yeah.
And they would go for it.
Which makes sense. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to win. Like, if someone has, like, a weak spot, you're going to try and hit it. But it was definitely smart of you putting it on, like, the opposite side.
And then this is really rude, but we would go and check, especially for girls, we would go and check who had their period. So we would go on purpose in washrooms to see if somebody went and...
So you'd be scoping out the ladies in the washroom, eh?
Who would come
you
out.
dirty dog.
Yeah, so we can hit in the stomach. Also, my Bulgarian coach, he taught us how to press on nerves. That's something, because he used to be a ref, so he knew as a ref what he can see and what he can't see. So he taught us how to press nerves.
Okay, how would if we just show them? So if I'm down on the ground, obviously like in judo, you're just trying to like choke the person out, not like actually like kill them or anything, but you know what I mean. So if I was down on the ground, I'm hiding my neck
so
here.
You're just taking your two fingers here,
So
and you put them right in here, and you start pressing down. But if you start pressing down with...
You're putting no pressure down.
I'm putting no pressure.
Okay, put some pressure though.
But if you do put pressure on, it hurts a lot. And then what they do is they open up. So as soon as they open up, you can go and grab this.
So you grab cloth and then you just choke. So
as a ref, when I'm going like this, he can't really see my hands. So it's really cheating. But because he was a ref, he knew what he can see and what he can't see. So he used to teach us how to play a little bit dirty.
But you know what? Sometimes that's what it takes to win and be an Olympic level athlete.
Well, it was hard to do that in the Olympics, I can be very honest, because we had some really Russian girls that they had some dirty coaches too, and some Bulgarian girls that they had some dirty coaches as well. So
could you tell us the story when, I forget what you broke or dislocated? Yeah, and then you were winning the match. You were gonna win.
It was the last game that I intended of playing, and that's where I hang up my judoki after that. So I did play the Olympics, and then I came back, and there was a tournament. It was November 3rd, but I don't remember the year.
Which is your birthday?
It was my birthday. I remember that. It was my birthday. November 3rd, and it was in Athens. And I was playing for the category 62 kilos. And it's the last game, and I've been winning all my games. And I have one more game to win. And this girl, she was 72 kilos, so she was not supposed to be in the category of 62.
So she was like larger than the average there.
No, we had more bigger ones than that.
But it's in the 62 kilo range.
So, sorry, I was not playing for the 62. I was supposed to be playing for the 62 kilo, but I was 62 kilos and 200 grams. So I had to play for the 66 category.
Okay.
And then the 72 category, they didn't have anyone. It was only one girl. So they brought her down to the 62 kilos. So I'm 62 and 200 grams, and she's 72, and we're both playing for the 66 category. You might think it's not a lot of weight, but in a competition, it's a lot of weight.
It'd be like an extra 20 pounds.
So, as that was going to be my last game, and if I won that game, it would have been done. Came out with my gold. But unfortunately, how she pulled me, I was winning, and she pulled me, and I fell, and she sat on my collarbone, and she broke it. But at the time, I didn't realize it, so I got up because it was very warm. So I got up, and then I started feeling the pain. So I couldn't even lift my arm. So I'm going like this to my judoki to lift my arm to hold her. And just lifting it to hold her again because it was my right arm, my right collarbone. And I'm trying to kill time because I'm winning. So I'm just looking at the clock. And I used to call it, well, my dad used to call it, play the beach. So meaning just go for a walk around. So that's what my dad used to yell on the outside, play beach, play beach. So that's what I had in my head. I was looking at the time, so, okay, I can kill the time so I can win and get it over with. And I'll take the pain. Well, she was able to grab me again and come in. And she brought me down, but she was still not winning because I had higher score than her. And she sits on my collarbone again, and I couldn't get up. So I was crying because of the pain, but I could not get up from the tatami. So they had to bring the ambulance to come and get me. And here I am in the ambulance, and I'm yelling and screaming to them, "Take me back, I want my medal! I want my medal!"
Yeah, and then she was
just
on TV
horrible.
being like, "Oh yeah," like,
and then
great job.
after, so then I was at home, and I'm trying to recover, and then she's on TV, and she was saying how good she was, and how she achieved her medal, and blah blah blah, and I am like ready to break the TV and call them up and start yelling because she just won because my collarbone broke. That was it. Not because she was better than me. So, anyway, that was a bad experience.
So if I remember correctly, because you've probably told me this 1,000 times, but so you came first in Greece, then third in Europe, and then
fifth in the Olympics.
Fifth in the Olympics. Right on. Definitely something to be proud of. Low-key a flex. Low-key a flex.
In my abs. It's my one pack.
Nothing wrong with a one-pack.
I never used to look like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for a smoke break.
A message from the government of Canada. Smoking is a very, very bad habit. Nicotine, which is in cigarettes, is one of the most addictive substances on this planet. Every year, as Canadians, we lose over 200,000. 200,000 Canadians die every single year by smoking. Don't be one of those. Don't smoke. Look who's back.
Well, smoke break is over.
Once an Olympic level athlete, next thing you know, fires darts for a living.
Bad habits.
What should kids not do?
Smoke, drink, and put on weight. Can't lose it.
I don't think they heard that. Maybe repeat it a bit louder.
I said smoke, drink, and don't put on weight because then you can't lose it. I used to be 62. Now, forget it. It's a 3 number on the scale. And I'm not talking pounds, I'm talking kilos.
Yeah, so guys, don't smoke, seriously. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything unless your doctor prescribes it. But
Stay active, stay in the gym, stay healthy.
I don't think I could have said it any better. So is there anything else you want to add? I think this pretty much wraps it, eh?
I think so.
If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. And remember to smash that like button. And what else should they do?
Subscribe.
Make sure you guys subscribe. Also, I'm going to pop my Instagram handle in the video. There it is. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram. So, until next time.
Till next time.
We're out.